Hi, welcome along to Transfer Daily, the show that takes a look at all the Arsenal transfer rumours. And good news for a lot of Gooners around today that apparently the deal to sign Sami Khedira is back on. It's been reported today that Real Madrid really want to sell Sami Khedira. Kind of what I've been saying over the past few days, that this deal's it's kind of complicated in a way, in that I feel, this is just my gut feeling, that the player himself would love to stay at Real Madrid, but wants to obviously renegotiate a very good contract for himself. Real Madrid need to sell him because they've just bought in James Rodriguez and Tony Cruz, and of course we've got financial fair play, and obviously they want to get the best amount of money they can for him. And the player is probably willing to come to Arsenal because, you know, the German contingent there, Arsenal are a big club, but he wants to get the right amount of money, what he feels is the right amount of money. So it's one of those deals that are going to run down to the wire maybe, or being negotiated behind the scenes. But we've been told today that apparently the deal is on. There was speculation last week that the deal is off, that everything's still being negotiated, and there's still a strong possibility of this deal happening. And for me, I think it would be a great deal for Arsenal. I think it would just round off the summer signings, or, you know, I mean, it would be a massive statement of intent if Arsenal were able to secure this player as a World Cup winner, Champions League winner, La Liga winner, a winner all round, who can play that holding midfielder role, can also be box to box as well. He's not just a midfielder who's just going to sit there and plonk himself there and that's it. He can do that role. He can do the ugly stuff. He can do all the stuff off the ball. But when he gets the ball, he's also very effective as well. And for around about the sort of price of 25 to 30 million pounds, would be an excellent signing for Arsenal. On top of the signings of Debuchy, Sanchez, Callum Chambers, you'd be looking at a very good summer transfer window. So apparently the deal for that is still back on. Stan Collymore, the ex-footballer and also radio presenter, tweeting out yesterday that he's got insider knowledge that the deal is all back on and everything's going on. You know, it's being negotiated at the moment. And that's good news, because we all know at Arsenal that we need a holding midfielder. The other deal that, again, there is a possibility that this could happen, is the William Carvalho deal. He, of course, plays for Sporting Lisbon. They've been holding out for this £35 million buyout clause, that they're saying that, you know, if you want to buy him, you've got to pay that. No club's going to pay that for this guy. He's a very young player, up and coming, looks the part, really does look the part, but he's an up and coming player. Teams are not going to pay that buyout clause. I know why they put that in. They want to maximise the amount of money for him, but teams are not going to pay that sort of price for him. However, it's been put out there today that they had a meeting at Sporting Lisbon amongst the board at Sporting Lisbon, and they've decided that, listen, we're not going to get that amount of money for him, but we will accept, you know, a decent offer for him, but we want all the money up front. Now, Arsenal, of course, have got that sort of money, can pay that sort of money up front. So it could be that they might go back in. We heard reports last week that they bid £23 million for Carvalho, which was turned down, sorry. So maybe Arsenal may be willing to go back in there with an improved offer, and as I said, they would be able to meet those terms of paying the cash up front, because Arsenal are cash rich at the moment. So who would you go for in those two, Khedira or Carvalho? You know, those are two very good players who could play that holding midfielder role. Of course, my preference, I'd have to say, would be Sami Khedira, for the mere fact that the guy is a winner. He is a total winner. Why not get both? I'm getting really greedy now. Something else to get me really greedy is this rumour that's been going around today that Arsenal had a deal in place to sign Marcus Reus, the superstar German player who plays for Borussia Dortmund. He was a player who came in and replaced Mario Götze when he left to go to Bayern Munich. He's an absolutely brilliant, brilliant player. We've heard over the past few days how Liverpool have been trying to get in there to sign him. We've also heard that Marcus Reus has turned down a new deal at the Borussia Dortmund, apparently hinging over the fact that he doesn't want to take out the £28 million release clause that's in his contract. Well, we're hearing today that apparently Arsenal had a deal in place to sign Reus before he got that really bad ankle injury, which of course kept him out of the World Cup, which was a real pity because he would have been one of those stars of the World Cup. He's a totally brilliant player. Can play on the left-hand side. He would have been absolutely perfect for Arsenal. And if these rumours are true, and again, they're rumours, I'm not even too sure 100% where these rumours have come from. They're all over the press and media this morning. If this is true and we were trying to sign Marcus Reus, then why not go back and try and get it done? Because I know we signed Alexis Sanchez now, but Marcus Reus would be absolute quality to add to Arsenal's team. And it would take us up a notch again and start putting us on the level where we possibly would have the strongest team in the Premier League. So, you know, listen, I at the moment, to be honest, I can't see Borussia Dortmund selling Marcus Reus. They sold Lewandowski, of course, to Bayern Munich, and they're not going to want to let the jewel in their crown go because he is the jewel in their crown. He's absolutely brilliant player. But listen, apparently Arsenal were trying to get Reus. Another rumour today, this is one of a player, well, two players actually rumoured in going out. First one, Santi Cazorla. Again, these rumours still flying around about Atletico Madrid wanting to buy him. Now, I hope, as I said yesterday, that Arsenal do not sell Santi Cazorla. I know we've got an abundance of players in that midfield position, but I still think this guy is an excellent player. He's done brilliantly for Arsenal, and I think we need to keep him. Let's keep Santi Cazorla. He's integral to what Arsenal are doing at the moment, and I just want to keep him in the team. So I don't want to see Santi Cazorla gone, but these rumours won't go away of Atletico Madrid, who of course have got a lot of money because they've sold a load of players. They've got a lot of money to spend, and they're willing to shell out £20 million on Cazorla. There'll be some people out there who may say, yeah, let's take that. Let's take that and go and get Reus, you know. But listen, I'd love to see us hold on to Santi Cazorla because he's loved by the fans, and I think, you know, he's an essential player for Arsenal this season. And Serge Gnabry apparently turned down a chance to move to Crystal Palace on loan. He doesn't really want to go to Crystal Palace on loan. I think Serge Gnabry's, you know, he wants to stay and fight for his place at Arsenal, and he's another player that's got a bright future, I think, at Arsenal. Possibly he may need to go out on loan just to get more games because, you know, we want to see this guy playing. We saw cameos of him last season when he came into the squad. He's an excellent young player, and he's going to be one of the stars of the future for Arsenal. But apparently he turned down a chance to go on loan to Crystal Palace. Let's get into your comments, see what you guys have got to say. Patel says Reus and Sanchez, Ozil, Cazorla and Ramsey and Chambo. Which Chambo is that? Oxlade-Chamberlain or Callum Chambers? He said that would be a dream team. That really would be a dream team, wouldn't it? Hector Dominguez says, I know everyone's talking about Khedira, Bender, Schneiderlin, Carvalho as options. Oh my gosh, this has just disappeared from me. Here, I've got it back now. As options for a central defensive midfielder. But all are complicated. If none of them go through, how about having a look at Christoph Kramer? Joachim Low has enough confidence in him to start him for Germany. He's young at 23, tall and strong, 6'3", and cheaper than the other central defensive midfielders, and has a future for Germany. And listen, I'm sure Arsenal are looking at several targets, because when you're looking at players like Khedira, you always have to, and you know, Carvalho, etc. You've always got to have it in mind that it may not come off. So you've got to have options 2, 3, and 4. So I'm sure Arsenal will be looking at players like that. MJ Marnie says Gnabry should play for us right now. Vimal says a better option would be to take Costa on loan and let's see how he performs. Hyder says, I saw a post yesterday saying that Vermaelen has agreed personal terms with Manchester United. Pretty doubtful, although the point does highlight the fact that we need two more centre-halves to be brought in. Definitely we're going to need centre-half. I can't see Vermaelen staying. Whether it's Manchester United, whether it's Barcelona, I can only see him leaving. Jairul says, Lukaku for 28 million. That was a chance missed by Arsenal. Wow. I'll tell you what, there's so many. I wish Google could fix this, because there's so many comments come through that as you read one, they just jump away, and like say another 10 just load up. So bear with me on this. Anant says, I wonder if Wenger wants to convert Reus into a striker like he did with Van Persie. That'd be a possibility. But again, as I said, these are rumours. Ricardo Batista says we need Khedira and Balotelli. Balotelli's name's still being put out there. Rooster 117 says Wenger would benefit so much with Reus in the partnership. Christian Bassani says, you know, Frimpong would have been a great central defensive midfielder. He was coming up. I don't know what happened to Emmanuel Frimpong. He kind of lost focus and was sold by Arsenal. A-League HD says, hey Robbie, if Verminator leaves, would you prefer a younger centre-back or a more experienced centre-back replacement? I think I'd prefer a more experienced centre-back replacement, because, listen, players get injured, and you know, players might have to come in and play, you know, a lot of games, not just one-off games. So I'd like to see an experienced player and a young. I think we need two players there. So, you know, I'd like to see that. Let's go to this one now. I think I was trying to read this one before. Jarrell said, Lukaku for 28 million, a chance missed by Arsenal, in my opinion. In a few years' time, he'll be worth about 50 million. Lukaku, of course, signing for Everton yesterday for 28 million. I don't know. I thought that was quite a lot of money for Lukaku. A very, very good player, but it kind of shows how the market is a bit inflated at the moment. Harvey J says, Reus and Cazorla can stay. Rosicky will be leaving soon. Robbie, what do you think? Of course, yeah, that's true. Thomas Rosicky probably in his last season for Arsenal, you know. Gerardo Gonzalez says we should loan back Thierry Henry. You know what? I very cheekily, when I was out there in New York the other day, and I was chatting to Thierry Henry, I said to Thierry Henry, I said, why don't you come back to Arsenal? I go, you know, Drogba's gone back to Chelsea. Why don't you come back to Arsenal and play? He said, nah. He goes, listen, my next move will be, I'll be retiring, is what he said. So I think he's realising that, you know, he's coming towards the end of his career, and he wants to go out with us having good memories of him, and I think that's fair play. Last couple here. Let's see this one. It's Local Hoodie says, who should we replace Vermaelen with if he goes? That is a very, very difficult question to answer right now. Looking at the centre halves that are available, I thought Stephen Corker, who QPR have signed, would have been a good option, but he's gone. You know what? It's a very difficult call out there, because there are no really obvious, really good centre halves to me out there that we could go and get. But I'm sure there are going to be a couple out there that Arsenal would have looked at to be bringing in. And of course, Callum Chambers can cover that position as well. And last one here, Willem says, all I want is some steel in midfield. We have enough up front. That's why it's good news that Khedira and Cavalier deals could still go ahead. We definitely need a holding midfielder. That's one position that Arsenal must fill, and I'm sure they know that this summer. Thanks very much for watching Transfer Daily today. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time. Looking out for all those transfer rumours. But thank you very much, and just to remind you guys that this weekend we're going to be at the Emirates Cup both days, on the Saturday and the Sunday. So if you're down there, get along to us and give us give us your opinions on the game, and also give us your opinions on who you'd like to see coming in. Arsenal Fan TV is all about you guys, the fans. That's what it's about. We want to hear your opinions. We want to know what you guys are thinking. So this is what it's all about. So get along and see us. We're going to be down there at the Emirates Cup Friday and Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Make sure you catch up with us. Thanks very much for watching this morning and have a great day.